Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Friday lunch chat. It's been a couple weeks, so I'm really glad that we can all catch up together. You'll have to excuse me. I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, and my throat will just suddenly go dry and make me cough. So hopefully that won't happen too much during this little chat. I'll give a couple minutes for people to jump on board, and then we'll get going and we'll talk about all the fun things that have been going on since our last talk 2 weeks ago. I had hoped to maybe do a live chat last Friday. I went away to Sun River with my family for Thanksgiving, and Friday morning came around and we were all still sitting in our pajamas, and it wasn't happening. As much as I'm sure you all would have loved to see us in our pajamas. I did want to do one just so that I could show you all how beautiful it was there. It was snowy and cold and just absolutely perfect knitting weather. And I did do a lot of knitting while I was there. So it was a good time. So I'm sorry, though, that I missed you all on Friday, and we can catch up now. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, you got all that beautiful snow down in Bend. When we went down last Tuesday, it was just starting to snow in Bend, and it's just so pretty. I just love it so much. The timing worked out. We got back to Hood River on Saturday, and it started snowing that night, and it snowed all day Sunday and off and on Monday too. So it was beautiful. It really gets you in the spirit of the season when you've got a little, white snowflakes falling down, and really got me to bust out all the knitting that I need to do before Christmas. When Thanksgiving comes so late, it's so hard. All of a sudden Thanksgiving's over, it's December 1st, and it's just like, kabam, get going. And we had 3 great years of early Thanksgivings the last 3 years. And so unfortunately now we're in a cycle of 3 more years of late Thanksgivings. And I think that's kind of hard, especially with knitters. I know that in the shop we tend to see that when Thanksgiving is later, there's less activity in December, because I think people come out of their Thanksgiving holiday and they see the date on the calendar and they just say, no way, it's not happening. So they don't even try at that point if they haven't already been working on stuff. But I think when Thanksgiving's early and you come out of the Thanksgiving holiday and you've got a whole week before it's even December, you're like, oh, I could knit a couple hats. I could bust out a Christmas stocking. And so there's more activity going on, and people start projects that they continue working on in December. So it's kind of an interesting little psychology there in terms of knitters' holidays and when Thanksgiving falls. I just cannot believe we are, this is the 6th. We're like 19 days away from Christmas. That's sobering. Or 18 if you need your stuff done by Christmas Eve. Whew. Anyways, so let's talk about stuff. Continuing in that theme, I've been working on some Christmas gifts, and I'm pretty sure that the people that are going to receive these gifts are not on this video. I left one over on the heat register. I might run and grab it here in just a second. So one of the things is we were at Sun River with my sister, her kids, my parents, and I thought that my sister's kids, my 2 nieces, needed some new hats, mitts, those kinds of things this year. So I've been working on that. And for my youngest niece, she's getting my Chelan hat and mitt set. So that is this hat here and these mitts. I'm pretty sure Nina's not on Facebook. And then I've just finished another hat. It's over on the heat register because I just vlogged it this morning and I wanted it to dry. So you guys forgive me. I'm going to vanish for like 10 seconds and I'll be right back. Whew! I don't know how many seconds that was. So unprofessional, right? Just disappearing in the middle of a live video. But this hat is so cute and I wanted to show you guys. So this is another gift hat. This is my carbon copy. It's a slouchy hat. There we go. Meant to be worn kind of like this. And this is some great knitted wit yarn in here, knitted wit DK, and some Debbie Bliss BFL. So I've got 2 down. Hi, Mom. I've got several more that I'd like to take care of though, and maybe I'll get some updates on those next week. But I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about Christmas stockings because I am in this position right now of happening to have 3 different stockings here with me at my house. I don't know about you guys, but over the years I have knit a lot of Christmas stockings in various designs. For a little while, it was kind of my go-to wedding gift for friends. If they didn't already have stockings, I would knit them matching stockings. And then when kids came along, I would do the stockings for the kids as well. So I did a custom set for my wonderful friend Jennifer Freitag back in Wisconsin. And I wish I could show you those right now, but of course they're at her house. And I came up with the design myself. It has a deer with antlers and kind of a fuzzy brown, and it's in kind of rustic, darker reds, darker greens, creams, and a snowflake, I think, motif on those. And I ended up doing those for her 3 kids as well. So that was 5 of those. I did a really fun felted stocking set for my dear friends, the Diacetuses, and that was 5 of those as well. They were striped, really fun. It was Blue Girl Knits filler up stocking. I don't know if you've seen that pattern, but if you need to bust out a fast stocking, it's done on, I think, size 11 needles, and you felt it. And they're beautiful, and the beauty of a felted stocking is it doesn't stretch out, doesn't warp. It's solid, right? You can really stuff it in that stocking. And you can see all of these stockings on my Ravelry page if you want to go look at these. I think if you go to the home decor tab, they're all in there since I don't have the ones I've given away to show you. And then some other stockings I've made, custom stockings for my friend the Carrolls down in New Mexico. There was 3 for them. And then, that was just for Lindsay, they're for Cooper, their kid. And then we've got one for Sawyer up in Pullman, Washington. So lots of stockings. And I haven't even got to the family stockings yet. So my family, as Jess, my mom, Jennifer, all know, so my family's watching right now, we have a traditional stocking pattern, as I know so many families do. And ours has Santa coming out of a chimney on the one side, and on the back side is a moon. And I believe it was a Mary Maxim pattern back in the 50s. So a lot of people have this stocking. I found them on Ravelry. It's a tradition for a lot of families. And it was my grandmother on my dad's side, my dad's mom, Marilyn, who started knitting these for our family. And then, of course, it had to keep going, and she had to knit them for the spouses, and then the children's spouses, and then the grandchildren, and then the grandchildren's spouses, and then the great-grandchildren. And eventually she passed the torch on to me, and she turned over her pattern with her notes and all of her little doodads, because these stockings get embellished. It's not just Santa coming out of a chimney, it's Santa with a fuzzy beard, and then his beard is outlined in white sequins, and his hat, I think, is outlined in red sequins, and the moon has little star sequins all around it. So there's quite a bit of work that has to happen after the knitting is done. And I can't remember, I think I've put them on Ravelry, but I think I've made 4 of those stockings now to date. And they're a lot of work. Major intarsia going on. Lots of little bobbins hanging off the back of the work on those. So, but I have a couple here that I'm going to show you. This first one is not one I made, but it's another traditional pattern that I'm sure you guys are going to recognize, some of you. This was my dad's stocking growing up. So not the stocking he has now at his house, which is the traditional one I was just talking about. But this one I believe was made by his grandmother for him. So here we go. The top has got this little angular thing, little bells hanging off, and we have Santa Claus here. Might be a little washed out. Sorry about that for the lighting. There we go. There's some Santa face. And I'll flip her around, and a little tree. More bells. And here we've got the 1952, and then up here it says Merry Christmas, and then Dan is over the center. And I don't exactly remember how I inherited this stocking or why, but I hang it up in my house as part of my decor because I think it's pretty cool that we've got this wool stocking made by my great-grandmother. And then I've got one of the stockings that I made for my 2 girls. So this was another one that I customed for us. And I did it in a red tweed. So this is Mallory's. Her name's a little long, so it went around. And they have little snowmen. Their eyes match their eye color. And then some Christmas trees that I embellished with some beads, and a little jingle bell down on the toe. And the back is just the back side of the snowman. And I love these stockings. Unfortunately though, I think I did Campbell's first on a size 8, and it's a little droopy, saggy. So of course, Mallory came along 4 years later and I wizened up and I did it on a 6. Hers holds its shape better, but they're 2 different sizes hanging on the mantle. It's kind of annoying. And I have this plan, 2 years now in with no action, to redo stockings for them and for Jason and I, because we don't currently have any, in these yarns right here. Because I totally love traditional Swedish Christmas design. And my family comes from that area. I mean, my ancestors come from that area of Northern Europe. And I just love like the 8-point star and the animal designs that you see in traditional like Nordic Christmas decorations. And red and white, of course, is very traditional, and it fits in with my decor, which is very mid-century modern. And so I don't know, we'll see if I ever get that done. It's been on my list for 2 Christmases now, and as y'all know, we're on December 6th, so maybe not the highest likelihood that we're gonna see those done, but it's a goal. I don't know what I would do with the originals I made. Obviously, they've got some sentimental value. I could give them to the girls. But yeah, I still want to redo them. Okay, so the last one I have to show you, I have here because the little hang tag had come loose, and so my sister gave it to me to fix it. And so I happen to have my niece's stocking here, and I made matching stockings for both of my nieces, Naomi and Nina. And I've got Nina's here, so I'm going to show you these. And this is in a really soft, beautiful Tweety yarn. And this pattern, it's in my Ravelry. It's a pattern booklet you can get for $15 that's got like 8 different stocking designs in it and different motifs that you can put in, maybe 10. It's really great. It's a really good pattern booklet that allows you to really customize. So yeah, so we've got Nina's stocking here, and it's got a kind of a funny little snowman face, but and Naomi's has a different motif right here. I can't remember what it is now. And then some holly and a little star pattern. And so these are really fun. So I fixed the hang tag, Jennifer. It will no longer fall down. In fact, I needle felted it after I fixed it in here. And we probably should needle felt Naomi's as well, so that it is a little bit more secure. So that's the stocking roundup. I don't know if any of you guys knit stockings for your family, or if you've got traditional patterns that you've been doing to help out in the family. Like if you passed the torch on, or someone passed it on to you, and then you became responsible for the family stocking. So it's really fun. It's really inspiring because Jill, our right-hand woman there at the shop, many of you know Jill, she is the stocking queen. And that woman, I swear, has knit over 100 stockings. She did them all for her nieces and nephews, which she has quite a few. She's done them for millions of friends, neighbors, loved ones. Pretty much someone asks, she's gonna do it. And sometimes she does them for commission. I think she just is working. Actually, it's really funny. She's been talking about this stocking that she's doing for commission the last several weeks, and I didn't know what it was or anything. I just know someone came in and asked her to do it, and she pulled it out the other day, and it's this. It is my dad's pattern. And so somebody wanted it replicated for their family to match, and I could not believe it was the same one. So these traditions, they really hang on. The last hat that I have to knit for Christmas, unless I throw in one for my dad, we'll see, is going to be one of my Kate hats. So a couple weeks back, I showed you those new patterns for Kate, where you've got the super bulky option and the bulky option. And I'm going to do a bulky Kate in some great charcoal gray classic color hat. So not holiday knitting. This is mainly what I worked on my Thanksgiving break. I started Andrea Mowry's Baubles shawl a year ago, and I didn't really get much further than these stripes. So here's some stripes, and then it breaks into brioche. And I just love brioche. I can't get enough. And then there's this lace pattern, which is really hard to see. It won't really show that well till it's blocked out. A little bit more stripes, a little bit more brioche. That's where I'm at right now. And then we will go to more stripes one more time, or no, lace one more time. And then a nice brioche lace border. So not just the stripy brioche, but brioche lace. And that was the whole reason that I picked this pattern, is I love brioche lace. I cannot get enough of it. I love reading the charts. There's just something so compelling to me about a brioche lace project. So that's how I ended up picking that shawl, and I'm really anxious to get to that part because to me, that's the funnest part. And then this is the other thing I started. I showed you the yarn 2 weeks ago. This is from Marie's shawl book. This is, oh shoot, I'm totally blanking on the name of it. Nope, not Puddle Jumper, haha, did it, Puddle Jumper. And so I'm doing it in Ultra Luxe yarns. I've got the Cashmere Haze, and I'm holding that with Cashmere Tweed Rowan yarns. Feels amazing. And then I'm holding, my in-between yarn is the Sultano Fine, which is Cashmere Mohair Blend and Silk. So this is gonna feel pretty amazing, and I can't wait to have it to wear, but it's gonna go on hold until the Christmas knitting is done. And I can't decide if that's gonna include the new stockings or not. We'll see. So anyways, that is my roundup for the last 2 weeks. If you haven't been following along, 1 second. There's that sneaky cough. We are smack in the middle of the 12 days of Knitmas. Today was day 5. You can go on our website and find information about the 12 days of Knitmas, which is a special just for you for 12 days. It only runs on weekdays, so we'll take a break for Saturday and Sunday. Today's special, I believe, is Shibui Fern, which is an amazing organic cotton. It feels so good. And I think it's 3 or more skeins and you get 20% off, 25% off, something like that. So each day, each weekday for 12 days, there is a new special delivered to your inbox. So if you're not on our newsletter list, make sure you go subscribe so that you find out about these right away, because they only last for 24 hours. And so we are shipping those out daily. Pretty much we get the order, we're gonna ship it right to you. So it's gonna be to you within a couple days. We really pride ourselves on a really tight turnaround time for our orders. So 12 days of Knitmas. Day 5 is happening right now, and day 6 will resume on Monday. So I love putting this together for everybody, and I hope that you enjoy seeing these special surprises show up in your inbox. Other news, if you're locals, don't forget next Tuesday is gonna be Pints and Pearls for December. And we're gonna do a skein swap. So you can bring in a skein valued at, I think $20 to $26, wrapped it up. We'll put them all in a pile, draw numbers, everybody goes home with a new skein. So that's really fun. And then the following week on Wednesday the 18th is our holiday knit night. And if you've been before, you know why it's special. We'll just say everybody goes home with something. So you don't wanna miss these really fun events coming up in the shop. They're even worth traveling for if you've got it in to drive a couple hours, maybe stay the night and enjoy downtown Hood River a little bit, because it's beautiful this time of year with all the holiday lights. So that's it for now. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. I hope you have a lovely day, a lovely weekend full of lots of yarn and cozy weather and holiday happiness. And I'll see you next week. Bye.